beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. This is No Coast Angling, but you probably already knew that. It is a balming 3 degrees outside right now. Feels like -11. I'm nice and toasty in the truck. I'm on the road from Dodge City headed to Kansas City because today is a special day. Today is the day that I go to Kansas City, Cabela's, and I order a brand new boat. That's right, I am headed to Kansas City to Cabela's, and I'm gonna order, special order, a brand new boat, and I'm pretty excited about it. The boat that I currently own is the Sun Tracker pontoon. It's a Party Barge 18, and we've sort of made it work for fishing. We've mounted a trolling motor on the front. I built some custom rod holders to put on there. Things like that to make it easy to fish from. But we've decided that this is literally the best time ever to sell a boat. Everybody's buying boats. You're getting like max retail for used boats. They're selling awfully fast. And I love the boat that we have. But the boat that we have, it's more set up for cruising than it is fishing, and we're wanting to go with something that's more fishing than cruising. We do like to take the kids out and pull them on the tube and swim and have fun and do that kind of thing, but fishing is the primary function, and then going out and swimming and tubing, that's like secondary. We've kind of got it backwards, and so we're gonna redo things. And we're gonna go with fishing number 1, recreation, swimming, and tubing number 2. And with that being said, this new boat is gonna be a Ranger. It's the Ranger F220. It's got rod lockers that lock. It's got 2 live wells. It's got a shortened gate for a trolling motor up front. It's got fishing chairs, storage for pliers with easy access, things like that. It's geared towards fishing. We're also going to upgrade the motor on it. We're going to go from what we currently have, a 75 horse, to a 150 horse. So we're going to be able to get around the lake faster. We're going to be able to pull a tube quicker. The other thing that I'm really digging is we get to pick the color. We get to pick the color of the logs, the color of the boat. When you're picking a boat off the sales floor, you'll make concessions because you just want what's already on it. I will have to wait for it a couple months, but it'll be worth it because it'll be exactly what we're wanting and needing for the best possible fishing experience on the lake. So a lot of people are probably wondering, if I'm that into fishing, why am I going with a pontoon and not a bass boat? And I'll tell you why. I like bass boats, but I don't like them nearly as much as I do a pontoon. When we're talking about like comfortable fishing. When I go fishing, and if the fish are on, I will stay out there all day long. And on bass boats, I've been on many bass boats, all different kinds. I've been on these bass boats that are like $130,000 boats that's got all the bells and whistles. And that basically comes down to a couple things that I just don't like. One, there's never enough room. There is never enough room. Even if you're on the boat with like 2 guys, there's never enough room. When you're up in the front of the boat, the way that the rods are laid out, they're laid out on the floor, and I'm constantly stepping on them. And when I watch the YouTube videos of guys fishing on bass boats, they're always stepping on their rod. I'm at a point in my life where I'm fishing with rods and reels where it's a $200 to $300 setup. And when I'm fighting a big fish, I don't want to be stepping on my rods to get the fish in the boat. Number 2, I hate the little seat that goes on the front of the bass boat. It's like this little wedge thing that's tiny that you like basically lean against. And I've got a condition in my back. I get a lot of lower back pain and in my hips. And if I can't actually take my weight off my legs after a certain amount of time, it it makes it very hard to stand up or fish comfortably. So those are probably the two main things right there. There's just never enough room. They're not very comfortable. And with a pontoon boat, there's plenty of room to move around, easy to fish from, comfortable, great seating, and I love the storage. They're just, in my opinion, it's a much better fishing experience. So yeah, I'm on the road. I'm gonna stop and eat lunch with my son, grab a buddy, and we're gonna head to Cabela's and get this sucker ordered. And I'm so excited, I can't wait. It's gonna be a fun day.
Let's buy a boat. Getting some paperwork done. What a deal. That's the color. That's what it's gonna look like. It's pretty sweet. This is my happy place.
Well, y'all, that's it. That's the boat, you know. I'm really excited. It's gonna be much nicer than the Sun Tracker that we have now. It's just better quality. Everything feels better. The seats feel better. The trailer is definitely better. I'm going from a single axle to a double axle. It's a little bit bigger. And then I went ahead and took the time to pick out some electronics. They're gonna throw a brand new Terrova on there. I'm going from 80-pound thrust to 112-pound thrust. I'm going with a Humminbird this time instead of the Garmin. And it's got the down imaging, it's got the side view, it's got all that stuff. I wish I could spend more time on the boat. Yeah, not a lot of video of that because it just doesn't matter because that's not what we're getting. So I'll be back up there in like 2 months hopefully to pick up the boat and bring that sucker home and get it on the water. I'm super excited. So basically I've got my boat here at my shop and I got the new boat ordered. Like I said, you guys just saw that. But there's a few things that I got to do to my boat that I currently have so that it'll be ready to sell. Not only am I going to try to get top dollar out of this boat, because like right now, this particular size that I have, these like 20 footers, 22 footers, you just can't find them. And so they're selling really fast. Guys are getting top dollar for them. Used retail at the highest level. Not only do I want to do that, but I also want it to be ready for like a family. If a family were to buy it, I want stuff to work correctly. I want it to be in as good a shape as possible. So when they get on the water, everything is good to go. I did have a couple mishaps, you know, here and there, because we used the boat. We used it. We got into some tight areas and fishing in the wind under bridges and things like that. You bump into stuff and things happen. So we do have a couple things that need repaired, and so that's what I'm going to work on today. The park light up on top of the canopy, that got broken. We got into something, I can't remember, we were too low, and I think it was a tree. The wind blew us, broke that off, so I bought a brand new light to be installed, so I'm going to install that. I'm selling all the electronics and the trolling motor. On the back, the transducer mount broke. It's plastic. Got up a little too close to some rocks, and the transducer's made to give, but sometimes if it needs to give a little further, it breaks the mount. And so I bought a brand new mount. I'm going to get that installed. And then it just really needs to be cleaned. It's dirty. So since this is actually a Garmin transducer, and this is a Humminbird bracket, the bolt that goes through, this bolt that threads through here, it doesn't actually fit in this hole here. This hole is too small for this bolt. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill that out just a little bit so that this little guy will just fit through everything nice, and it'll still give it the opportunity to move if it gets bumped or run into. Okay, so I got those two things fixed, which were the two main things, but I forgot one more other thing. We've got a hinge problem. And so this hinge on this back door, somehow the little pin in there, I think there's a weld that holds it, a little tack that holds the pin in, rattled itself loose and it came out somewhere. So I'm gonna put a bolt through there with a lock nut to hold that, which is weird. It's not really like we were being hard on it, because whenever we go out on the water, we open that gate, leave it open the whole time, and then we shut it at the end of the day. So I kind of feel like it's just bouncing down the highway is what took that pin out, not us using the door a lot or climbing on it. So I think it's probably poor design. They need a better tack weld on the bottom of that. And then aside from that, really it's just going to be cleaning this thing and should be good to go. So anyway, just getting ready for the new boat. Hopefully it will show up before Easter, because the plan is to go to Dallas for 5 days and go fishing. And I'd love to take the new boat, but if it doesn't make it by then, we will be taking this boat. And so it'll be the last big voyage out before the new boat gets here. So anyway, after that, it's going to be ready to sell. And what I'm hearing, talking to other guys, it should go pretty fast. So anyway, we're going to get it cleaned up, and we'll see. We'll see if it's with us in Dallas or if we'll be on the new boat. So anyway, stay tuned. There'll be more to come. Be blessed. See you on the next adventure.